you standing, and I started pretending I knew you, and you knew me too. And just like a moment, you were too shy, but you weren't the only cause, so was I. And I dreamed of you ever since. Now I build up my confidence, and next time you come my way, I know just what to say. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. I started to write you letters, but I wanted to be more than
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, family? 21st day of February. It is Work It Out Wednesday. Work It Out Wednesday, and it is 5 minutes past the hour. Yours truly, Joe Dupree in the building, 100 BLK, the Black Station. My brother, Fatim Muhammad from WBLS 107.5 in New York City. The conduit herself, Shauna Sias, is in the building with bated breath. We waiting on Miss Jax to show up where the four horsemen can get your morning started. That's all I got to say about that.
Let's go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, folks.
So let me start this off with me juggling 50 million things. I put out there that an extraordinary comedian, Miss Tiffany Dickerson, was supposed to be on this morning when she's actually coming on tonight for Wellness Wednesday. So charge that to my head and not my heart. We're going to have our tickle bone tickled tonight on Wellness Wednesday because your mental health matters and laughter is good for the soul. Today, man, I don't know what's going to happen today. I'm just going to be honest, but I know one thing. It's hump day. Hump day.
That don't mean nothing to me.
Hump day. It is hump day. We got to get over the hump on this Wednesday. I'm just saying. Family, how you doing? Brother Fatim, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm good, man. I'm good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I was up late last night, after my Tanya T podcast. I got on the phone with my daughter last night and we talked about life things, and it's amazing like how I said since my wife passed last year, and my daughters had a very, very, very close, when I use the word close relationship with their moms, they could talk about any and everything with their moms. She wasn't squeamish on certain things. And I had put a post up there about how I was being turned down by a young lady, but in the reference, my daughter didn't catch it. So she thought I was being turned down for something probably more on the physical side, but it was just about a movie. And when I told my daughter, she laughed at it. I sent her the whole clip last night, but it just was good just to catch up with my daughter and things like that. We gotta, there's so much that's going on in life and we talk about it here, but sometimes we got to slow it down and do family and do friends and just take a moment. Because we don't take a moment and just be bombarded by so many things, we can get overwhelmed. So I just enjoyed our conversation last night.
That's what I'm talking about. Sister Shauna, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm all right. Glad to be seen and not viewed.
That part.
That part. I'm super excited. Yesterday, we started at Thrive Academy again with the CEASE curriculum and Bully Box. It was so phenomenal to see the middle schoolers all excited. So this is our second year there. So I'm super excited. That's my happy space when I can get to children and give them alternatives to conflict resolution, tell them how to build themselves up, teach them how to respond to bullying, teach them how not to be a bully. That's my happy space. So I'm super excited.
That's what I'm talking about. So yesterday we didn't get the opportunity because we were so blessed. And once again, for our great guest, the multi-talented Uncle Luck who was on, we didn't get a chance to talk about James Brown and Say It Loud. Did you see part 2 of Say It Loud, Brother Fatim?
I saw part 2 on the replay last night. Yes, I did. Yes, I definitely did.
So man, James Brown was the man. He was the man.
Yeah, James Brown, his story is just it's inspirational. The reason why I say it's inspirational because it's coming from a rags to riches kind of story, and he did everything on his own. And knowing James Brown and just Reverend Sharpton is his real godfather. James Brown is Reverend Sharpton's real godfather. Wow. Reverend Sharpton was introduced to James Brown through his James Brown's son Teddy. And if you know Teddy, anything about James Brown family, Teddy died at a young age. And I don't want to say that Reverend Sharpton kind of replaced him, but James Brown kept him close. And if you know anything, James Brown was not, he was a stickler. He was a perfectionist. He would find you. And if you watch the story, the movie doesn't even come close to his documentary. And just to see his life and legacy to continue with his daughters. I'm closer to Dr. Deanna Brown Thomas, but I do know Yama Brown, and I've met one of the older sisters has passed, but I met the family and things like that. But James Brown is fascinating. He's been sampled by so many hip hop artists out there. Mick Jagger talks about him. the music world pay homage to him. And I want to make sure that our folks know who James Brown is, because if you don't know James Brown, then you don't know our music.
That's what I'm talking about. So look who just walked into the building. Give her a round of applause.
And
Miss Miss Jackson. Soon as I thought about you, I had this what was on my mind. It was on my mind. Soon as I saw it. She coming through. Miss Jackson's coming through. Miss Jackson's coming through. Let's get it. Wake up, y'all. Can I get a choo-choo, nigga? Choo-choo. Watch a nigga shoes, nigga. Yeah. Box a Billy, y'all. Train coming, train, nigga. Train coming, train. Miss Jackson, what's happening?
Good, God, look.
Hey,
Look that hat back.
oh, thank you.
Good Merton. What's
Good
happening?
morning. Great
How
day.
you doing this morning?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How y'all doing? Good?
Doing good. We good. What's going on in Brick City? Tell me something. Talk to me.
Our Mayor Raz Baraka, made his announcement, and he is running for governor of the state of New Jersey. So that's what's up.
We're gonna have to get him on the show, ain't Joe?
Yes,
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him on. We're gonna have to get him on. So
for sure. This is big. This is big for our state, big for our city.
that's why I'm talking about.
Yes,
So
I'm gonna send him a text right now since you brought that up, because I didn't know if you were gonna mention that. I have not spoken to him about that since he announced. Well, I think it was Friday night he announced that he was going to be running for governor of New Jersey. So that's interesting.
Yes, that's
Yes,
big.
I met a student yesterday from Jersey,
Really?
a high school, middle schooler. I
Okay.
can't wait to find out more about her.
Yes, yes. I would love to know. I can't wait for you to share it with me.
When she told me, I said, "Ooh, I'm on a talk show with Jax every morning. She from Jersey."
Yes. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, there you go. No, don't keep us all here, please, Joe. I want to say this to Sister Shauna, that I want to just say thank you for who you are. And the reason why I say this, because my moms and my aunts, they're all that generation is gone in my family. And I remember being a kid and saying, boy, we far from the penthouse. Well, damn, we near the penthouse now in my family. But we missed those seasoned, those wisdom, but rough around the edges conversations with our aunts and moms and things like that, especially once we got grown. And that's why at times when we converse on this show, and I love when there is dialogue. I love when there may be debate, because it gives me the opportunity as a grown man to continue to have a conversation and look at the legacy that I'm still able to say, I'm talking with my aunt, I'm talking with my moms, and I'm hearing that wisdom. No, I'm not putting you as old as them, because you're not. But what I'm saying is you bring that wisdom there, and you have that motherly kind of spirit here. So I love it. And I say that because there's going to be times when you push back, and I want, if you disagree, go ahead, because it strengthens who we are. Because when we do this, we don't take it personal. It's about information. And sometimes we have to be on both sides to give our audience different points of view, so they can look at it and then make their own decisions and put their own point of view on it. So I just want to say thank you for being who you are. And I want to say that to you.
Oh, thank you, Brother Fatim. I think you're trying to butter me up because we're going to disagree. That's not going to work.
You can't. I love Shada. Shada, we all love you. You know what I love about Shada is Shada gonna give it to you straight, no chasing. Shada, you remind me of when I used to be an alcoholic. Cats be like, man, we ain't got no Sprite. We ain't got. People used to come to my little. They used to come to my little abode and be like, bro, there ain't no Sprite, no Coke. Dude, you barely got no ice. I said, man, if you want this liquor, you got to take it straight, no chasing, man. That's how we taking it to the head. What you talking about? Speaking about taking it to the head, you in the great state of South Kakalaki, Brother Fatim, and there's about to be a primary on the Republican side to decide who will be running on the Republican ticket for the United States of America, the president. I just have to ask myself a question. It's kind of like me, you know, if I went back to my home state and did anything and lost, would that not be a sign that maybe it just ain't my time? Because if you can't win at home, if you can't win in your own backyard, if you can't convince the people who know you to vote for you, maybe sadly, that might mean that your time is up. So my ultimate question is this: if it does wind up being Rocky 2, Biden versus Trump, man, what do you really think that's going to look like?
Well, let me just say this. First of all, Nikki Haley losing in her own state, like I said to you the other night, the governor is not supporting her. Senator Tim Scott is not supporting her. But as I got some information last night, this is a movement that Donald Trump has. This MAGA, M-A-G-A, is a movement and is fueled by this evangelical Christian thing. And if you know anything, I hate to say that's slightly a code word for racism. I hate to say it, but that's the reality. And it's not about hating the Republicans. It's just that the Republican Party is not the Republican Party of 6 to 8 to 10 years ago. It's not the Republican Party, and not to put them up on a pedestal, but at least there was things where we can get legislation through, and they had their values. It's just that the Democrats had their values, but they did work together on some things to get things through. We're at a time now with this movement. I don't want to sit here and say we're in trouble, but this is a movement that if it continues to roll through, we got hell on earth. Because they're going to try to change the Constitution. They're going to try to move the things in their favor, and a lot of things that affect all of us as people moving forward as a nation it will halt, and it will move in a different direction. So you said what's going to happen in Rocky 2? Things are different than 4 years ago. Things are different. Joe Biden is older. Trump is older. Trump has so much legal issues. Letitia James, the New York State Attorney General, says that she will seize his buildings if he doesn't start to pay on his fine. She's not playing. She has to watch her back. I spoke with her Sunday briefly via text, and I don't know what direction we headed, but we have to look at his past administration, Trump's, and look at Biden's administration and see how the country has benefited from both of them. And right now, I mean, if you start to line up a list, right now the Biden administration has done much better for everybody in this country than the administration of Trump.
Wow. So let me go ahead and do this, and hopefully I've hit all my buttons correctly and did what I needed to do, because we got a caller that called in. Caller, can you state your name and tell us where you're calling from and what you want to talk about? I don't know if I got my caller on. See, I always do that. Caller, I'm going to call you back.
He was doing that just to me.
No, I'm not. I'm still trying to. Caller, we're going to call you back. We're going to call you back. See, I got to fix stuff. Listen, while I'm fixing stuff, I want this to be something that I want you three to talk about. Why does Tim Scott look like Mushmouth from Fat Albert? I'm just asking. Every time I see Tim Scott, I'll be like, I believe her. Abba got to talk tuba, fadaba, Albert. That's how, man, he looked just like Mushmouth from Fat Albert. Let me fix this. I'll be back. Y'all talk about that. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. I just want to kind of respond to Brother Fatin. I'm not as in-depth in knowledge with the politics, but I am a good surveyor of people, right? And what Donald Trump's administration did was it ripped the blankets off, right? Even the things that I personally and my children, because we've had this adult conversation, things that we used to be happy to see, like the American flag, that now means something different to us. In my small area, if I see an American flag in front of a house, I know exactly what that means. And I don't like to have that mentality of my country. I don't. Even words like again, right? Any politician that uses the words do something great again, I know what that means. And it's frustrating because during Trump's administration, I found out a lot about my people and them other people. Some people really showed their true colors. It's almost like he empowered them to kind of go back and treat us like they used to treat us, right? And now when Biden got elected, it was still there, but now it's more coded, you know. And I like recently, Jeff Landry, the governor here, he cut the summer food programs. He's messing with the EBT program. We have no monies that's really coming out for mental health, but yet we're increasing the punishment for crimes. And I don't like that, because we are still not addressing the problems or the root causes, those microaggressions of the goddamn behavior. And I don't like it.
If we give them the power to feed us, we also give them the power to starve us. So that's why it's so important for us to become self-reliant and do what we need to do and build our homes first.
Yes, man, say that again. Say that again.
If we give them the power, go ahead.
Let her finish, Joe. Let her finish, Joe.
Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead, Jack.
If we give them the power to feed us, we give them the power to starve us.
So I'm gonna have the caller please cut down whatever device you have in the background, and we're gonna bring the caller in. I don't even know who this is or where they're calling from. Caller, you are live on hashtag Truth Be Told. Who are we speaking with, and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New Jersey, brother. My name is Larry Rodriguez, and I want to talk about the politics of presidents like
let's talk.
Obama, Biden, and Donald Trump.
Okay, let's talk on
my point is, I'm a Democrat, but now I'm a Republican, because I see a lot with Republicans doing the right thing for the country, and I see the Democrats is tearing this country apart. They got an open border. They're flooding our black communities. They're taking all our resources from my family and other family as well. We suffer even more. These migrants is coming in this country, taking all our resources. That's not right.
Wow.
Whoa. Wait.
What state are you calling from, brother?
He said New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Okay, so you in Jersey. All right, brother Fatim.
All right, so my brother, you just said, so let's deal with facts. Tell me that we're going to deal with facts right now. So you said there's an open border right now and the migrants are coming in, and that has been an issue I address since I do a New York radio show that covers New Jersey, and we talk about this. So 2 weeks ago, bipartisanship in the Senate, Republicans and Democrats called on by the House Republicans to come up with a border bill because the border needs to be dealt with. Correct. All right. So the Senate passes the bill, gets over to the House, but Donald Trump says, no, don't pass the bill, because if you pass the bill, you give Joe Biden a win. We don't want to give Joe Biden a win. So the House Republicans killed the bill. So now you're going to sit there and want to blame Biden, where bipartisan Republicans and Democrats work together to close it. And you got the right to come on here and say that the Democrats is doing this, but the Republicans just killed the bill. Where does the responsibility of the Republicans come, my brother? Come on now. Stop throwing cliches things here.
Now, we talking facts. Now, you going to wait till the election comes and trying to fix the border now so Joe Biden could be reelected?
That's not the president. That's Congress, my brother. That's Congress.
No. Congress and the president. The president had to agree with Congress to try to fix the problem. Of course, time for reelection. That's all this was about.
Again, they've been going through this battle. They've been going through this.
To be reelected.
But remember, the president doesn't pass bills, brother. He doesn't present bills. He doesn't present bills, my brother. You saying, oh, we playing games. But this is wait, brother. The Republicans killed the bill. Where's the responsibility, my brother? You want to throw the Democrats under the bus. Where's the responsibility where the House Democrats killed the damn bill? What are you saying about that?
Hold on. Let me try to come in, because this is my wheelhouse. So we've got to get this. Let's get it started. All right,
ahead, brother.
First of all, brother, I appreciate you calling in. We want you to stay right where you at, brother Fatim.
I'm stay right here. You got the right one.
Okay, wait, we want the right one.
We want the right one, bro.
Wait a minute. We own it. We understand. Cause right now,
I'm knee deep in politics. I'm knee deep in politics.
I understand. Listen, all I gotta say is, hold on. It's the man right here. Hold on, partner. So, you had some very valid points, and Brother Fatim had some very valid points. What you want? Okay, hold on. The man right here. All right, hold up. First of all, you're absolutely right. A lot of people don't want to admit to it, but with a stroke of a pen and an executive order, Joe Biden can close the border. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. With a stroke of a pen, Joe Biden can say, with a stroke of a pen and an executive order, he can shut the border down, shut it all the way down. However, that doesn't make us a democracy. That kind of leans us toward a dictatorship. That's why we have a Congress and a Senate, and we have people that we have elected into office to represent us, the people. I understand how you feel, my brother. Now, wait a minute. When we talk about this, quote unquote, and I call this one of them code words, these migrants, this is an immigrant country. This country was built on migration. None of us are natural people of this country unless we were the indigenous people of this country, which is the Native Americans. We all from a lineage of migrants. All of us didn't, this isn't our original origin country, unless you were Native American. What I think we really need to start, in my humble opinion, as I hear both of you talk about the Democrats and the Republicans, I'm waiting for somebody to talk about the Do-Right Party, because ultimately, I don't think either side is completely doing right by all the people. It's kind of like the haves and the have-nots in this country. So I'm going to go ahead and concede the floor and let you speak. Then I'm going to bring the ladies in. Go ahead, my brother.
All right. Now, let me finish with this conversation with the Joe Biden situation. The reason I said Joe Biden, because he's the president of the United States. He has the authority and the power to shut that border down. As you look on YouTube, that this president has the border custom not doing their job. And the word came from the president. Leave the migrants alone. And these migrants are coming across the border. You don't know what they're carrying. They're carrying guns. They can be mass destruction to destroy our country. We can be invaded. Look at the people. Look on Instagram. They're coming in thousands, man. Thousands. And that's not right. The law is established for us to follow. Now they violate immigration laws. The president is violating immigration laws. The immigration laws is for this situation. If you want to come to the country, come through this country legit so we can know who you are coming to this country. We don't have no records of who these peoples are.
You stooped in politics, right? You stooped in politics. So so good. Tell me what the Trump administration did for deal with the border situation, bro.
When Donald Trump was the president, you didn't never see the border like that, never open like that. Yes, there was
the border always was open like that. My immigration was always a problem going all the way back to Obama administration.
Bro, Donald Trump built the wall, was building the wall.
He didn't build no damn wall.
He was a racist. They say he's racist because he's doing that. How you can become racist by building a wall? Because
brother, answer the question. Stop deflecting. Answer the question.
Right.
What did the Trump administration do differently than the Biden administration with immigration? No laws changed. The border was open. It was the complaint and a problem.
Okay, well, let's look at this. I didn't never see migrants come in this country when Trump was in office. I didn't see that.
You did though. I'm telling you. You said you stooped in politics, bro.
See that.
Stop.
Because
Okay.
you didn't see it, don't mean it didn't happen, my brother.
Hold on.
He puts this out there. Back up what you're going to say. See, this is what I'm saying.
Brother, I understand you're a Democrat. I understand.
It's not about being a Democrat. It's about getting the facts right.
Who is right and who is wrong? I'm not either or, Republican or Democrat. I'm with whoever's gonna do the job right.
And I got that.
Whoever's gonna do the job right. I don't care you Republican or Democrat. Long you do the job right and we follow the United States Constitution.
Answer the question, my brother. It's not about me being a Democrat. It's about dealing with facts. I can get on Joe Biden. I can get on the Democrat administration. Answer the question. Don't throw out these allegations that Biden did this or didn't do this, and I can agree with you. But then when I come in and ask you about Trump and you say you're stooped in politics and don't answer the question, you avoid the question, bro.
My question is,
Mhm.
there was migrants wasn't coming in this country the way they was with President Trump was the president.
Yes, they
Period.
were.
The way
The
they came in with Joe
border
Biden.
issue was
Joe
an issue
Biden
back
came on
then.
national TV. Joe Biden came on national TV and said what he said.
Well,
Open
let me try.
border.
Let
Can we
me
get some
try to.
estrogen in
Okay.
Yeah,
here?
go ahead.
Come on, Shauna. We want Shauna and the sister. Before they do, let me
Yes.
clear the air about something right quick before I bring the beautiful women in to speak from a woman's point of view. First of all, both of you are right and both of you are wrong. The migrants were not migrating to the border in such great numbers during the Trump administration as they are now. And it had to
Thank
do
you,
with
brother.
some changes, with some policies that were made, some things that were taken away, and some things that were put in place. However, once again, let's just be real about this. And I don't know, what do you do for occupation, sir? If I may ask, if I'm not trying to be
I'm a
ugly, what do you-
paralegal. I'm a paralegal, brother.
Wonderful. Glad we need more paralegals. We need more people
I'm a
out there.
civil rights paralegal for civil rights.
Wonderful. So my brother, here's what I'm saying. You know, as people do come into this country, and I agree with you, I want people to come in this country the right way. Even
Exactly.
though my ancestors didn't come here the right way, my ancestors came in the bottom of slave ships. So, you know, but
Exactly.
that's another story for another time.
Mhm.
Let me let Sister Shauna. Sister Shauna, the floor is yours.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning
Morning.
in, caller, and for engaging in convo. I always stay in the lane in which I can drive in, and so I can't speak about what happened with any immigrants or migrants or whatever it is, but I can speak on these things. When President Trump was president, this man got on TV and downplayed COVID-19. He put medical professionals, I'm a nurse of 27 years, in grave danger. We lost many American lives that didn't have to be lost. I also watched that same president handpick the where that Clarence Thomas Coon is, the Supreme Court, and watch them take away all of my rights as a woman. So I couldn't give 2 shakes of a lamb's tail with lemon pepper seasoning about some goddamn border migrants. I could give 2 shits about somebody trying to come in here, because if I could tell them they don't take care of the motherfuckers that's here, don't come over, y'all. Don't come over, y'all. So I get frustrated when we start worrying about people trying to come into this raggedy motherfucker, and we don't take care of the people that built this motherfucker.
I agree with that.
Go ahead, Jan.
Carla?
I'm
Carla?
But
I agree with that. I concur.
Okay, Sister
Thank you, my brother.
Jax, your
Thank you,
feeling?
a lot
That's
of
your
folks-
people.
Yeah, Jersey represent. A lot of this stuff stems back even to the French Revolution, right? So that was in the around 1789 or so. So when you look at it, we have the right wing, the left wing, but guess what? They're all part of the same bird. It stems from way back.
Woo!
Say it again, Jack. Say it again, Jack.
You have the right wing and the left wing, and they're all a part of the same doggone bird. And when you think about the bird, and when you think about rulership and dictatorship and how things really went down, guess what bird that is? That's the eagle. That's
Right.
the eagle. Look at our money. Look at other countries.
Mhm.
What is their mascot or what have you? It's an eagle. They're all part of the same system. So we're always going back and forth against one another, but not really realizing what this whole thing is about.
So, caller, we appreciate you calling in. We encourage other people to call in. Keep listening. We're going to keep talking about this issue. Thank you for calling in. Listen, the phone lines seem to be wide open. 225-250-8770. You can get it too. All I can say is who that? Hold it. Wait a minute. They keep bouncing me against the wall. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's time to log in, share this with a friend. It is 35 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour. If you're in Central Time, it's 35 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour if you're on the East Coast, and it's 35 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. So all I can tell you is get up, wake up, and let's get it going. Since we're talking about politics and people want to make it hot and spicy, let's get it. Right here in the state of Louisiana, it is a fact that one out of every 5 kids go to bed at night hungry. And everybody should have a problem with that, because that could be your child. 1 out of 5 kids. But when it comes time to take the government money and the subsidies that are available for this state, the state of Louisiana, to have extra funds for individuals who are on the supplemental program for food assistance, EBT, our governor, who is Republican, said, nah. They're already getting too much free government money as it is. We're not going to do this. We need to talk about this, family, because we have a system of the haves and the have-nots. And no offense, I understand that when you play on words and you know how to be politically savvy, it comes across as if you, Mr. and Mrs. Taxpayer, I just don't want you supporting these folks who really out here conning the system, because that's what you're trying to make it seem like. Everybody who is on some type of government assistance are not conning the system. A lot of folks really need the help of the government, because let's just be honest, they're in the position they are because of systemic racism, because not being given the same playing field as other folks, generational disparities that go back further than you could ever think about. A lot of folks want to do better, but really have never been given the opportunity to do better. And this 1 out of 5 kids that go hungry every night in the state of Louisiana got me feeling some type of way.
Well, let me add this, Joe. Let me just add this. You mentioned the state of Louisiana, and I don't want folks just to think that it's isolated, because it's not isolated. And when you think of that part of the region of America, you think it's not
the rural South,
the rural South, and you're not comparing it to Chicago or New York. So report came out, and it was printed today. Nearly 2 million New York City residents, including 1 in 4 children, live in poverty in 2022, an increase of 500,000 people that amounted to the biggest single year jump in a decade. Over 23% of the city's residents live in poverty, defined as not being able to afford basic needs like housing and food. Just in Louisiana. That's why I said when the jobs report came out and you brought up about a livable wage, it's everywhere, even in top cities like New York City, Chicago. They are also experience the same thing. This is across the country. This is not an isolated situation.
Right. Sister Shauna.
I this is a little personal for me. So I can 100% tell you that government assistance is not meant to get easily. Okay. I've been a working American all my life. Since I was about 13 years old, the minimum wage was $3.25. Okay. Recently, 127 days ago, right, I fell into a situation where I needed this.
Okay.
Right.
Come on now.
I needed this. Now, with that, I have 2 children. The cost of food, I can assure you, does not match them benefits.
Come on.
It doesn't match. So that 1 in 4 children or 1 in 5 children that go to bed hungry, they got an adult that go to bed with them. And it's not that we don't want to work. What happens to people like me when you're sick? when the doctor has told you not to work. So now I try to go to these community places that's supposed to have these quote funds, right? Ain't got none. Ain't got none. You see, when children go to bed hungry, there's an adult worrying. Okay. And if it's not their adult worrying, another adult is worrying. And we not only they go to bed hungry, they at school hungry. Because the school lunch program is not even like it used to be. But what happened, specifically Louisiana, we didn't go vote in that governor's race. We didn't go vote. We knew exactly what he was going to do because he said it. And that's our goddamn problem. We don't listen to people when they say what they said.
That part.
So now you have people like myself that appear able-bodied, but I'm not able-minded, right? So now I'm at the liberty of somebody that could possibly starve me and my children. What if I didn't own my home? Right? What if I didn't own my home? What if I had rent to pay or a mortgage to pay? Right? I've been in here without lights and water. Why? Because there's no benefits for us. It's like they forget about us, right? And it gets frustrating because when you try to call it out, it then talked about because you got to utilize the benefits that your ass done paid into all these years.
So we do have a caller. We do have a caller. Go ahead, Jax. And after Jax, we're going to bring the caller in. Go ahead, Jax.
And Shauna, and that's so true. And prayers be with you and all of our other fellow brothers and sisters who are going through this battle. And like I said, when they have the ability to feed us, they have the ability to starve us. When they have the ability to give us housing, they have the ability to make us homeless. So we really have to understand that all of this is part of the design, because when we have poverty, when we have all types of homelessness, when we have food deserts, that breeds crime. Follow the money trail. Once it breeds crime, who benefits from that? So it's all a part of the design.
Family, we have a caller. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? And let's talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. Let go.
All right. My name is Laura Bell, and I spoke to you guys yesterday from Atlanta, Georgia.
Good morning, Laura.
And morning, all my kinfolk on the panel. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Good to hear you, Laura.
Okay, thank you. Y'all can hear me real well, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I'm calling to say I'm on the government and assist program, but the only program, and I just written that in the chat, that I'm on Section 8, and that's about the only, as far as I go with the government assist program. I have a job where I can buy my own food and stuff like that. I mean, I'm making enough money to buy food, but at the same time, when I did at first apply for food stamps, they wouldn't let me get food stamps because they had seen how much I had made on the job and said, ma'am, you are making too much money. You can pretty much buy your own food and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. I mean, if that's what you guys, and I'm still struggling to this point to at least keep a roof over my head because of the way the housing authority down here is acting. I mean, they're crazy about raising your rent higher than the average rent is. So my thing is, I want to get off this program because it is helping those who need the help. And trust me, I'd like to make a little bit more money so I can get my own place and not be on this program.
That, Laura, that is, my friend, is where the rub comes in. We talk about government assistance and we talk about government programs, but what we do not have large conversations about, which I personally feel we should, is livable wages. See,
there you go.
Wouldn't even be in this position if you were working, making livable wage. I don't know how much you make, but watch this. I'm going to say this and people going to get mad at me when I say it. To me,
that's okay.
If you are making $30,000 a year in the United States of America, you are a poor person. $30,000 a year is no money in this country. No money. You are literally going check to check. You are literally as poor can be. And listen, if you're making $40,000, you BMI, you barely making it. You BMI, you
Right.
barely, if you're making $40,000 a year, you're a single person making $40,000 a year in this country, you are BMI. You are barely making it.
What
And
if
you
you're
can't
40,000 and three
see
kids?
that.
40,000 and three
Yep.
kids.
Hold it. I ain't talking about 40,000 with 3 kids. I'm talking about if you single and able to mingle, if you all by your damn self and you making $40,000 in this country, you are BMI. You barely making it. And I don't care where you live.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
you
Not
somewhere-
making it, not no $40,000. You're not making
They-
it nowhere.
Dude,
No, you're
you
not.
barely making it.
You're
As
not
a
barely
single-
making it, Joe. You're not making it.
I'm telling
Hold it, hold
we
it.
ain't
You're not
making
making
sir.
it. You're not
We're not
making it
making
no
it.
damn
So,
40,000.
so what I'm saying is, Fatim, what I'm saying is, Shauna, what I'm saying, Miss Laura, and thank you for calling in.
Mhm.
And
Sure.
is that we've got to get to a place where we put legislators in who will raise the minimum wage. The minimum wage is controlled state to state. What's the minimum wage in Jersey, Jax? Let's watch this. What's the minimum wage in Jersey? Do you know?
It just got raised to $15.13.
Oh
Okay,
my
that's in New
God.
Jersey. Oh, stop.
Mm-hmm.
In New Jersey is how much again?
$15.13.
In South Carolina, how much is the minimum wage, brother Fatim?
$7.35.
Okay, in Atlanta, Georgia, in the state of Georgia, what's the minimum wage, Miss Laura?
The minimum wage here in Atlanta is in between 7.35 and 15 even.
Okay. Watch this. What's the minimum wage in Louisiana? I think it's 7 something. We got another. Hold on, Miss Laura. I got another caller calling in. Hold on for a second. Let me do this.
Will do.
Let me do this. I'm gonna put you on hold.
Bro,
Caller,
Fatim, Joe will ask a question and do
can
something.
you cut down whatever you got going in
Yeah.
the background? Caller, welcome to Hashtag Truth Be Told. Do you have a question or comment? What's your name and where you calling from?
Good morning, brothers and sisters. What's going on, brother Dupree,
What's happening,
sister
family?
Size, everybody on? This is your brother Edward Brown calling from I just had to before I get to work. I had to call, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. It's good to see you, brothers and sisters on here looking
We'll
fabulous.
see you tonight.
Hey, but listen, man, I was getting ready to get started. I got a couple of clients coming in, and I was just listening to the people calling, and I wanted to give a couple of comments that I just can't start my day without getting off my chest. I listened to the brother talk about migrants and Trump and the Republicans and the Democrats, and real quick, I was wondering how that brother could support someone or something that can't stand him, that wouldn't sit at the table with him, wouldn't give him a seat at the table to discuss. The Republicans, and when I tell people, especially some of the students that I teach, when someone tells you you're a Democrat or a Republican because you're black or you're white, you should be insulted, because that implies you don't know the issue. And the reason that we as African Americans seem to go with the Democratic Party is because this 1%, we're not in that 1% with these tax breaks. Their policies doesn't fit what we're doing. You know, if all of these programs we're talking about, the SSI, the food stamps, if it was up to the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, those programs would not exist. You know, because that's handout. They could use that money for something else. That's something you can't support something that does not fit. I would like to know what that brother make a year as a paralegal, you know, because I'm more than sure these tax breaks that the Republicans give, they don't fit him. They do not apply to him. The second thing is, you know, when he talk about Trump, people didn't vote for Biden. People voted against Trump because his moral character is not something we want to display as what this country is about. When he stood up there and said, look at my African American. You're one of Trump's African Americans. That made me scratch my head. And the final thing, which falls in my category, and when I look at migrants don't fit the profile of mass shooters. You know, when we look at these mass shooters, they're not migrants, they're middle-aged white men. Young white men. They're not Hispanic men. You know, so these migrants don't fit the profile of embezzlers of 401ks.
Mm.
They don't. So what the brother needs to do is pay attention to the issues that pertain to him. And what the sister said, the right wing, left wing, same bird. I mean, that's probably one of the most profound comments I've heard today so far.
Amen.
You know, make sure we know the policies of which we support, not the people that we support.
Amen. That's
Because
Brother
the
Edward
people
J.
that we
Brown.
support,
Come on, Brother Brown.
you know,
Come on.
hey,
Brother
man,
Brown
listen,
will be on
I just
tonight.
want-
He will be on tonight, y'all, as we do some Wellness Wednesday. This brother is an excellent certified licensed clinician in counseling. Man, Brother Brown, thank you for calling.
Yeah, but
in,
don't
my
let
friend.
me say something to Brown, Brother Brown. But Brother Brown, first of all, brother, good to hear your voice, my brother. First of all, you
Good
laid
to
that
see
out.
you, brother. Good to see
Yeah,
you.
my brother. You laid that out very, very, very well, my brother. And you saved me the opportunity. What'd you say, brother?
Go ahead.
For the issues.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to say to. That's what I was trying to say to the caller, and to answer the question.
But he's so embedded in his republicanism that he couldn't hear you, brother. He couldn't hear you.
And it's interesting you say that, because I was going to lay into Eddie Bonnet, who wrote that the summer food program is government funded, and he's eliminating that. We need to not be dependent on government for food. And see, and then he wrote somewhere
Well, can
else.
I call you, Eddie, for some food? Because I ain't got none. Can I call you?
Yeah, Eddie also wrote.
My cash
hold
app
on,
under my picture.
Yeah. He also wrote, I don't believe we are better under Biden. Hyperinflation is robbing us of our wealth. And Brother Brown, he summed it up perfectly when you said the 1%. And see, that's the selfishness. That's when I get indignant, because that's the selfishness of people saying my wealth, our wealth. You understand? For those that are sitting in that 1%, don't give a damn and don't want to help those at the bottom and getting the tax breaks. You understand what I'm saying? So you laid this out so perfectly. Exactly. So when these Black Republicans call in and talk about mine and I, but you don't worry about us and we, it shows you where your mindset is, and you'll sell us out. We got the field Negroes and we got the house Negroes, and they'll sell our ass out in a minute just to sit on the top where somebody don't like your ass and just petting you like a puppy.
That telepathy.
Oh, yeah.
Preach.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I wish I had a bell right now to ring.
Can you
Ring
put
that
that
bell.
comment back up there? Put the comment back
So
up
listen.
Keep doing what y'all doing. I love y'all. Y'all amazing.
All right. Thank you for calling in, my friend. Thank you for calling in. We still got the sister on from Georgia. So listen, back to where I was at, because we went off the rails. Back to why can't we now? Let me address some of these comments.
Because I can't see none.
Let me.
That's why I went on Eddie Bonnet's ass. I'm sorry, brother, but you know, and I like you, brother, and I like some of the work you do. But those comments it just shows where our mindset is. Oh, they're gonna cut this program, but how does it benefit the kids? What are you doing? What is Landry putting in place? If he's cutting these programs, what is he putting in place to replace that the people are affected by? You don't have no answers for that. You understand?
Hold on, Eddie,
Eddie,
I asked you to hold on.
Okay, come on.
In the world, I put in 27 years of nursing, and now I cannot nurse. I'm taking care of people that don't want to take care of me. So now you telling me that I shouldn't depend on the government that I done paid for, that I done put in? What about my children? That's the most selfish statement somebody can make.
Damn right. That's why I went. That's why, Joe, we had to go after that craziness. That's crazy.
So I infer brother Bonnet to call in, because all these comments in the feed don't call in, brother. The phone lines are right there. And let me say this show is going to be what I want this show to be. Hold up. I'm the HNIC on this show. So hold up. If you want a name calling, I'm going to tell you the name. The name is Joe Dupree. I pay the goddamn bills around here. So let's make something real clear to everybody. I understand that some of y'all want me to turn this into a popular show. This show has purpose, and this show will always flow in its purpose, and we will have good conversation. And yet every once in a while, we'll all get off the rails. Guess what? We're all human. Sometimes we'll say some things that we may have to turn back after further review, and the next day say, "Hey, man, we shouldn't have did that." You know, so Eddie said, "I'm definitely not about to get jumped." You're not getting jumped, brother. At the end of the day, see. Hold on. Let me talk. I don't want nobody else to say anything. Jax, I see you. I'm gonna bring it in.
I don't
Jax,
like making disclaimers to folks.
Wait.
In and put their point
Hold it. Stop, everybody. Let me make something clear here. I understand because I have had to walk different paths in life. I understand a lot of folks are really with this MAGA movement. They're with Trump because of the evangelical movement. Let's call it what it is. It ain't that y'all like Trump. Y'all like what Trump is doing for the evangelicals. And because you like what Trump is doing for the evangelicals, you're not paying. It's just like if the devil came down and said, "I'm going to bless all of y'all." Y'all didn't pay attention that it was the devil that said he was going to bless you. You just paid attention to the blessing. If the devil came in and said, "I'm going to bless you with $1 million house, $1 million in your bank account, and the coldest car on this planet," guess what? Most of y'all would say, "Thank you, devil, for the blessing," not knowing that blessing is really a curse in disguise. I'm going to call it what it is. So that's the problem. The problem is a lot of folks don't really like Trump. They like what Trump is doing for them. And because we are in this having my way society, how my 401k is doing, F your 401k. There are people out here who ain't even ate last night. Now watch what I'm saying. I understand that we should all be in a position where we can accumulate whatever wealth we feel like we can accumulate. The last time I checked, we do have it in some document that says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Whatever makes you happy. Understand this. I got to be real with y'all. Y'all too busy caught up on the stuff y'all getting. Y'all ain't looking where the stuff coming from. Once again, if Satan showed up himself, Satan, and let you know I'm the devil. I'm the devil, but guess what I'm going to do today? I'm going to put $1 million in your bank account. I'm going to make sure that you have a beautiful car, a beautiful house, everything you wanted, dreamed, and imagined, I'm going to give it to you. Y'all would be on the train. Man, Satan, my man. That's Satan. Hold up. If you think for 1 minute that blessing is going to be the blessing to sustain you to your eternal destination, all that is not a blessing. That is a blessing, which is a curse in disguise. And too many of y'all do not see the curses that are in disguise. So what y'all do is y'all jump on the Trump train. Y'all jump on the Biden train. Y'all jump on whatever train the name is, and y'all begin to deal with this thing where it's not about we and us. It's all about what you gonna get out of this. So we ain't trying to jump. We ain't trying to jump on nobody. I don't want nobody to listen, but this show gonna be whatever we choose for it to be, because we flowing in purpose. And if in purpose we wind up being popular, y'all sit back and enjoy the goddamn ride. That's what I got to say about that. Sister Jax, go ahead.
It's all about power and control. America has a very abusive relationship with the people that are here, and they've had that relationship when they brought us here. So when you think about power, you want to have that power over us to impact our food, because essentially, you know what? They want us as a Black and brown people to become extinct. They don't want us here. They brought us here to work, but now they like, all right, they don't want us. But the unfortunate part is we don't know where the hell are, right? So we are here for now. So when you look at the food, what are they trying to do with the food? I was in the store the other day and went to get lemons. They had a damn bag of seedless lemons. Where you get seedless lemons from? Is that natural? You think about seedless lemons. Absolutely. When you think about watermelon back in the day, remember biting that watermelon, spitting those seeds out, right? Nowadays, they have watermelon with no seeds in it. So all of our food is so genetically modified and diseased and messed up because they are trying to make us extinct, even down to the marijuana. Marijuana is legal in a lot of states now, but you got to follow that money trail. Look how many of our brothers and sisters were locked up, mass incarcerated for years behind selling a few bags of marijuana. Now they're locked up. Now they're going to say, oh, well, expand your record and we'll give you a chance to open up a dispensary. But look how many of them still can't even open the dispensary, even though they had their record and were promised you can get a dispensary even if you had a record.
Hey,
Right.
Jax, I want you to hold it right there. Caller, I thank you for calling in from Georgia. We look forward to you calling in on future shows. Let me hang up with this caller. All right. The phone
Right, I
lines
didn't
are
get my
open.
Joe, I didn't get
Yeah,
to,
I'm bringing
in.
you. Hold on, Fatim. I'm bringing you. Phone lines are open. 225-250-8770. It is the top of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, Brother Fatim Muhammad. Brother Fatim.
So Eddie Bonnet puts, I say they are both horrible, but really, what have we been getting by voting Democrat? So I think when we have this conversation, close to every 4 years. And when we're having this conversation, we're comparing who's running on each party, and you start to compare and compare their records. When we have this conversation about Democrats, we can have an open conversation about some of the things that they're not doing, some of the mistakes that they continue to make. We can have that conversation. But when you have this conversation in comparison to someone else, and when you're looking at the future and the direction of the country, then you're comparing records. And that's where it comes from. So you ask, what have we gotten from Democrats? I'm not selling the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party has had some issues. But if you look at the Democratic Party and you look at the Republican Party, especially use the word us, what have we or what us gotten from the Democratic Party? You start to look at the programs that they have funded. You look at when it comes down to racist police departments across this country. You look at the dissent decrees that the Democratic Justice Department has put in place. You look at the fight for women to have the right to choose. You look at the situation where they're trying to attack schools and books. Do you see Democrats attacking books and excellence in Black history? You know that last year in Florida, a Black man refused that he could not talk about Black history to a class in school. Do you see Democrats doing that? So to me, when you start saying, what has Democrats done for you? They have not done everything you wanted, but they have been more fair across the board to not only Black people, but all people in this country, to move this country forward. They have problems and they have issues. But then when we are comparing it to another party that wants to hold us back and give us crumbs, bro, then it looks like we are tooting our horn for the Democratic Party. But we don't want to go back, brother. We don't want to have to fight for things. Look at the things that we won in the 60s that are now being taken away from us here in the 21st century, man. We fought this fight before. We fought this. And now we're going back, but it seems like some of y'all don't give a damn about that.
So let me say this, and I posted it up there. Brother Barnett said, local Democrats, I believe, help, but on a national level, they're destroying us. So here's what I want to propose. And I'm not trying to jump on Brother Eddie. He has a right to feel the way he feels. And to be exact, I'm not saying the way he feels is wrong. It's from his perspective and his point of view. So, Brother Eddie, since it seems to be that Democrats ain't did nothing for us from your point of view, can you please in the feed tell me what the Republicans have did for us? That's all. I just need you to put in the feed the Republicans and Trump has did the following. And because they've done the following, this is why I believe they're the better choice for us. Because at the end of the day, I want to know why you feel the way you feel. And I'm not saying the way you feel
today, Joe, to wait for that list, because it ain't gonna never come. It ain't gonna never come, bro. No, it's not about opinion, Joe. It's about facts. We all got our opinions. Hold on. I'm not, Joe. I'm sorry, I'm not backing up, bro. It's not about opinion. People can throw anything out there and make it stick on the wall. Okay. The bottom line is, what are the facts? That's what I'm saying.
Fatim. And the facts are sometimes perceived from the point of view that you get those facts from. Once again, I'm asking for his facts, because his facts and your facts can both be facts. But at the same time, y'all can see it from two different points of view. Not saying that your facts and his facts, guess what? I see certain things the way I see it, and they're facts. You might turn around and say, no, Joe, that's not it. You haven't lived in my skin, in my position, haven't been where I'm at. So just all of a sudden, because it ain't a fact to you, don't mean it ain't a goddamn
Joe,
fact to me.
that's
Hold
not
up.
true.
That is true.
Joe, if you talk about what programs and what has been done by a party for the country and for us, there are facts. It's not a point of view, Joe. You list this program, we funded this, we funded that, we funded this, we did this for HBCU, we did this for student loans. Okay. That's not my point of opinion or my point of view. Okay. That's a fact, Joe.
Okay,
I think what Brother Joe is trying to say, Brother Fatin, is that it is a fact, but he may not need that fact. So therefore, he sees it differently.
Okay.
He sees it differently, but that becomes an opinion versus a fact.
Stop. Let me give you a prime example. Let me show you what is a fact. But it's a fact from a point of view, which still is a fact. Brother Gentry said, weren't black Republicans in the beginning? Absolutely. Okay. Fact is, we were Lincoln Republicans. What folks don't seem to realize is the reason the whole diaspora changed is because of a guy named Strom Thurmond. See, once again, when folk throw that out there, they don't want to tell you the whole story. See, within the facts, there are certain things that change. So here's what folk have to understand. When all of a sudden we talk Republican and Democrat, they are parties, and parties change leaders and philosophies. Guess what? A lot of Republicans are saying right now. There are two types of Republicans. There are Reagan Republicans, and there are Trump Republicans. And a Reagan Republican don't like a Trump Republican. And watch this. If you even want to put one on top of that, please talk about the old party of Lincoln. Lincoln Republicans saying Reagan Republicans and Trump Republicans done lost their earthly mind. So when you come down to parties change leaderships and parties change philosophies. You're right. Most of us fall under what they call the old Lincoln Republicans. But see, here's the problem. Half of y'all don't even know who does what. Y'all blaming Biden, and y'all blaming Biden and clapping for Trump for stuff that neither one of them did, because everything is ran by a certain department of the government, which is the Senate and the Congress. So while y'all up in here looking at Biden and Trump, they're executives. Learn your civics. Somebody needs to give a damn civics class in this thing where y'all can understand who to put the blame on, because the people you putting the blame on ain't the people who really did it. But because perception and deflection and misinformation is so strong these days, as Malcolm X said, they'll have you hating who you should be loving, and they'll have you loving who you should be hating, because
so, Joe,
you don't even know yourself.
Why did you say Strom Thurmond before I comment on that? Why did you say Strom Thurmond? Because I need to know, because that the reason why blacks left the Republican Party, yes, what brother wrote, blacks were Republicans. This shift came in 1960s. You got to realize when Kennedy ran, Kennedy was running, as he ran as a Democrat at that particular time. But if you go back after Kennedy was killed, what happened? The Civil Rights Act bill was passed. Republican had Harry Goldwater. That's when the switch started to change, where the Democrats were moving more in a sense of passing legislation that would give more rights to black folks. So that's why they left the Republican Party. It's the 1960s where blacks left the Republican Party and became Democrat, because they were getting more from the Democratic Party, especially during the Civil Rights and the Housing Act back then, 64 and 65. That's the reason.
Okay, so let me do this. I need to call Miss Laura, because I don't ever want to slight a person who had something to say, especially if they called in. So I'm calling Miss Laura, because Miss Laura said, wait a minute, I didn't finish saying what I wanted to say. So Miss Laura, I apologize. Miss Laura, are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, I just picked up the phone. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead and say what you wanted to say, because we really appreciate our callers like you. So go ahead and say what you wanted to say. The floor is yours.
Okay, I'm just sorry I did that, but I was listening to you guys. Oh, you guys are really on fire with your comments and stuff. I mean, what I want to say, I guess you guys took the very words literally right out of my mouth, because it's like, I believe everything you guys are saying. And it, truth be told, like the show has said, you guys are on point with all this. And like I said, it resonates to me in every way, because I'm on a low income and I don't have a fixed income yet, because I'm not at that age where I can get it. And you're right about the migrant situation and all. The thing I'm trying to get at is just, it's so much going on in this world. It's a harsh, cruel world out there, and they're not really working to help us out in any way. So my thing is, the very people who calling themselves trying to help both Black and brown people, as well as the migrants, they're not doing just that. They're doing it for what they call personal gain, political gain, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it just isn't working out for us. And like you all said before, this country was designed to keep us down and have us kept down and dependent on them all the time. That's all I want to say.
All right. Thank you for calling. Well, thank you for finishing. And I'm sorry that I cut you off, caller. Thank you. And
no, you didn't. No, you're fine. Thank you.
No, we thank you. Thank you, Miss Laura. Miss Laura in the
You're
building
welcome.
from Hotlanta. Miss Laura. From Hotlanta. No, from Georgia. Georgia. So I wanted to kind of break this up because, okay, listen, I'm reading all these comments. Oh my God, we got everybody.
I can't
mama.
see him today.
Well, share this with a friend, tell a friend, but you look lovely. And listen, we're gonna fix those black lines on the side of you too, because you're gonna next time turn your phone like this. We're gonna fix them black lines. I'm just saying that's what's gonna happen. But you gotta
you
see
go.
that?
There you
see
go.
That?
There you
Look,
go.
look at there. Look at there.
See, all you
learn
had to
something?
do was tell me.
See that? See, hold it. That's a good place. See, watch this. That's a good place for us to realize that's the problem with most of us. I sit there for over an hour and 11 minutes and I let my sister be wrong. When all I had to do was say, hold up, do this. See, family, that's where we mess up at, right there. We let our people be wrong. We let our people look wrong when all we had to do was say a simple little word, make a simple little gesture, and everything got right. Come on, family, we got to do better. That right there was a living example of what's happening in this world right now. We sit there and we let folk be wrong, and we got to stop that, family. We got to stop that.
And
we got to stop that.
Her humble response. What did she say? All you had to do was tell me.
Right. Come on.
Engage and respond to one another. You checked her and said something. Her response was, all you had to do was tell me. That's called humility and respect. And if we have more humility and respect within our community and in our homes, we could change the whole paradigm. We'll have a total paradigm shift.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say about
and that's how too often our people respond differently.
About the communication with children. We have to stop just telling them what to do. Show them. Tell them, but show them. Give them the reason behind it. Talk to them like you would want somebody to talk to you.
You're right.
A lot of times it's simple miscommunication or ineffective communication. That's all.
That's right. And you know what, Shonda? That's why they say there's such an achievement gap and a word gap. They say children by the age of 3 or 4 years old from an affluent community know 30 million more words than the little kids in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why is that? In part because many times in our community, we were all brought up, shut up, sit down, go over there. Why you do
Don't
this?
ask me nothing.
Why don't ask nothing, speak when you're spoken to, right? Mm-hmm. Other communities, they'll say, okay, let's talk about it. This is why, blah, 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 blah. They always say, oh, you too smart for your own good. We can't tell these kids they're smart, right? Let them flourish and let them grow. Let them express themselves. And if they make a mistake, we don't always got to jump and beat them. Talk to them about it. But sometimes, you got to give a pow. That's even back to scripture, right? Bear the rod for the child. So they still got to get a little pow, from time to time. But we still have to take that time and nurture and love on. Come to our children in love so that they feel safe. And I love those.
We quick to come in authoritative or authoritarian type approach, but we never just come to them as humans.
That's right.
You know, I love the fact that when I go and talk to children, baby, you ain't got to put on them words for me and all that. Talk to me like you talk to your friends, because that's when I'll be able to get into their world. That's when they understand that, hey, I don't think she's just telling me, you know, because she got to tell me. She's telling me because she cares. She's telling me because she loves me, right? All anybody really wants is a different approach. We do it the way we do it because that's all we know sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So-
and literally, all you
I just
gotta
want
do
to,
is tell me.
Brother Fatim, come on.
Yeah.
And
Let me
Sister
just say
Shauna,
this.
you just got some compliments on your earrings from Sister Jax. You were so busy, you missed it. You missed the
Thank you.
earring compliment. All right, Brother Fatim, come on, my brother.
Yeah, so a couple of things. Let me just say that Mayor Ras Barak of Newark, New Jersey, just responded, and he said thank you as we congratulated him. As
Wait a
he
minute.
announced
Bump
his-
Dad, tell him to get his ass on the show.
Brother, I gotta go.
Stop playing like that.
Yeah, you know, I got to go through his team to get him on the show, but that was just that direct contact. So, Joe, you just got to give me a minute because I'm a backup, and then anybody that wants to come today or tomorrow or anytime, let's talk about it. It's gonna take a quick minute, but I'll be brief.
Floor is yours, brother.
I'm gonna mention a couple of things that the Biden administration has done. So here we go. Created a federal government that reflects the racial diversity of Americans, including by ensuring Black Americans have a seat at the decision-making table. This comes under the launch of the Unprecedented Whole Government Equity Agenda. Nominated the first Black woman to serve on the Supreme Court. Signed 2 executive orders directing the federal government to advance the ambitious equity agenda, work to protect the right to vote through executive actions, and continue calls for legislation. Countered hateful attempts to rewrite history, including the signing of the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, establishing Juneteenth as a national holiday. But the Biden administration hasn't done anything. Let's continue. Provided a record-breaking $163 billion with a B in federal procurement opportunities to small businesses. Achieved the lowest Black unemployment rate on record. Reversed decades of infrastructure disinvestment in communities of color, closing the digital divide for Black families with funding and commitment to connect every person in America to reliable, affordable, high-speed internet. I can go on for the next 10 minutes if you want me to. I'm not going to do that. Come on, Republicans. Anybody, you're not going to get jumped. List your facts, brother. List your facts. And I got more.
You messed
List your
up.
facts.
Hey,
That was a fact. That was a fact. And I got more. The
He
Biden
said-
administration has done
What is
anything that affected us. Let's go. I don't play. It's not about being a Democrat or Republican. It's just that you spew garbage. And I'm saying that you spew these cliche things, but you can't back it up. And then you think you get on these things. And then when I put these out, then you want to switch the narrative. Bring your facts. Show me what the Trump administration can't even list those things. I got much more that they have done. Let's back it up now.
So wait a minute. I don't know why the brother won't call in, but let's say this.
I'm not gonna call in after that, brother.
Before I post this, before I post this, here's what I want all of you to think about. At the core of this whole conversation, elections have consequences and they matter. And if you pull up the numbers, truth be told, people of color are not voting the way we should be voting. Because if we did, a lot of the issues we're dealing with, we wouldn't be dealing with. Those are the facts. What saddens me is we get into these deep conversations and we post all this malarkey all over the place. But when you look at the numbers of how many of us show up at the polls and walk inside those booths and vote, our numbers are very, very low. And guess what? I have absolutely nothing to say to folks who won't vote because somebody said a voteless people is a hopeless people. You need to get engaged. You need to get involved. You need to get the information you need about the issues that matter to you. And you need to go vote because you have to understand this. They will never respect you as long as you sit here and talk about it, but don't do nothing about it. They want you to talk about it. They want you to run your mouth and make your posts and go viral. but they just don't want you to go into the booth and vote, because the moment you vote, you have all the power. All the power. So let me post what Brother Barnett put up.
Yeah, I
there.
saw it.
And Brother Barnett said, President Trump signed the historical First Step Act into law.
What the hell is that?
90% of, well, we hold it. He did. And just because you don't know it, don't mean he didn't do it. So hold on.
I asked what it is, Joe.
Okay. Hold on, Shada. 90% of those who have their sentences reduced are Black Americans. The First Step Act. So of course, so he's talking about the thing with him, and I think it was Kanye. And if I remember right, I kind of get a little foggy on this because I don't want to misquote it, but it was Kim Kardashian talking about, all these poor folks, all these poor Black people that y'all done threw in jail, and I'm the great white hope to save them. So let me go ahead. I saved Kanye, and you see what Kanye is now.
Save Kanye.
I'm just saying, I'm just being facetious. But at the end of the day, and I ain't trying to be funny, because guess what? You love who you love. Folk, I'm glad we've had this conversation. It's 20 minutes past the hour, and we need to continue, because family, you need to get engaged. You need to get involved. You need to understand that at the local level, elections matter. At the state level, elections matter. At the national level, elections matter. And because many of you are like those mice that the Pied Piper just plays and say, follow me. You following things and you haven't even researched what you following. You following, like, once again, if the devil showed up today, and look, y'all come here. Y'all stop this, because I ain't got time for this malarkey. When folk post in there, oh no, I wouldn't do that if the devil did that. Bullshit. Let me tell you something. As much as I need something right now, the devil show up in my door, it's gonna be a hard temptation for me. I'll be like, ooh, okay, so let me understand this. You said that you the devil, right? But that briefcase got $1 million in it. See, that's the truth. Come on, stop, y'all. See, y'all want to be so popular and sound so no, baby. Let me tell you something. If the right person with the right mission come up to some of y'all folks and say, hey man, don't ask me what in the back of that car, but I got $10,000 if you drive it about 2 states over. Some of y'all gonna be like, here's what you're gonna do. Watch what you do. See, this is how confused we are. When the devil shows up and gives you something that's going to be your doom and destruction, you jump up and say, hallelujah, look what God just blessed me with. Mm-hmm. We lost, family. Yeah. We lost.
Let me just say this real quick, because I'm not going to gloss over this here. I asked Eddie Bonnet to do something, and he did. And if I can go hard at him about something in there, Eddie Bonnet posted something. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. And that's where we have that dialogue. Let's have that dialogue, because see, one thing I'm not going to do is be hypocritical. I asked you to list some things, you list some things. Now we can go down this list and have a conversation about these things that you post. I don't want to gloss over it because you put a long post out there. You responded, and that's what we want. We want to have this dialogue, because now we're talking about factual things, and now we're breaking down what was done. Did we benefit? How did we benefit from them? And to see the outcome, and if it was helpful at the end for what it was, the purpose of what it was put out there. So thank you, my brother, because I went hard at you today. But I like you, my brother. This is not about a like or dislike. It's about dealing with facts and having a conversation about it. So thank you for putting that out there. And I look forward to having a conversation with you about what you put out there and the things that I said that we can converse about and bring our team and our other viewers in to have dialogue about that, because that's what it is. It's about dialogue. So thank you. I want to address that there.
So Brother Robert Johnson put out there, Louisiana has almost 40% of the Black population and less than 20% of Blacks vote. Yep. And it says Lafayette, which is, if you look at it, Lafayette is the 5th largest municipality, the 5th largest city in the state of Louisiana, is the only large city that hasn't had a Black mayor. And you're right, because Lafayette is a Republican stronghold. Lafayette is one of the last Republican strongholds in this state, though the whole state is ruby red. And because we have because the state has such ruralness and people are so divided. You have to understand, a lot of folks just don't understand the dynamics of populations. We don't understand government. We don't understand populations. We don't understand money. And listen, at the foundation of all this conversation, if you want to know why folk are doing what they want to do, Shauna, raise your camera up a little bit. If you want to know why folks are doing what they're doing, follow the money. Follow the money. Listen, if you want to know why certain folks talk the way they talk and say what they say and do what they do, one day just sit down and follow the money. Poverty. We were on here, one of our prior podcasts. Willie Sue Anderson, my niece in Austin, Texas, says poverty is big business. Poverty is big business. Follow the money. Sister Jackson, look like you will get ready to say something. I'm gonna let you take your sip. The mic is yours.
What I was just about to tell Shauna as well. But yeah, follow the money. That's what it's about. Follow the money. Like I said before, we have to look at the bigger picture and not just, we have to look at this whole thing on a macro level. So often we look at it on a micro level, but there's a larger system in place and they're constantly working and they'll continue to put things out there and appear as though they're doing great things on either side. But really, like I said, left wing, right wing, all a part of the same bird. So where do we truly fall within this whole entire system? So we really have to continue, like Brother Fatin is saying, educate yourself, spit truth, spit facts, right? It's not always about opinion, spit facts and figure out what you need to do and how you need to move even within your community, because we can affect change within our community. Even we spoke briefly about Mayor Ras Baraka. What did he do? He made sure some of the money from the budget got pulled from the police to go into these community organizations to start these amazing programs to help people, as opposed to somebody calling the police. Call one of these other amazing organizations in the Brick City to go and help somebody that's dealing with a mental health issue, as opposed to the police getting there, not knowing how to de-escalate the situation and locking a person up or possibly killing someone, right? So we really need to look at what is really going on and dig much deeper into it, because what glitters is not always gold.
That part. Sister Shauna?
I 100% agree. My focus is always the children. I am not in agreement of being so hard on crime with adolescents and youth and not giving them the necessary things in order to avoid that. It's the school to pipeline, school to prison pipeline for me, but actually they've created it more of the home to prison pipeline. The living wage is low, which makes parents even more absent because they have to have more than one job, which leaves a child, especially in this area, with no parks and recreation, with no extracurricular activities that are often affordable for the families. You leave them at home. So then what happens? They get on the internet and they start all kinds of confusion. Then they go to school. And then when they go to school, the only way they know how to act out is to fight. So now when they fight, they have so much anger built up that they beat the shit out of somebody, or they start fighting with weapons like knives and guns. Then they kill each other or they kill themselves. And then we give them punishments. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. We're not being preventative at all.
Right.
At all.
Very true. Very true. And family, we need, if you see the dialogue, go ahead, Jax. Go ahead.
Yes, Brother Fatin, Eddie Bonnet, Brother Fatin, I promise, I got mad respect for you. Then he also follows up, Brother Fatin, we as a community need you. And amen. We as a community, we do need you, Brother Fatin. Not just in New York or New Jersey, but all around. We need more Brother Fatins.
And I just sent back love to Eddie Bonnet, and I told him this, I respect him. And that's what it's about. It's about having dialogue out there. And I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It's about us doing it. We're passionate about what we do, and we're passionate about this. But we can learn from each other. We got to also listen to each other. We got to hear one another out here. So that's what it is about. And it shows you that, because I'm about unity, and I can work with people that may not agree with me on everything. You don't have to be lockstep with me, because that's how we grow and that's how we learn. We got to learn to agree to disagree and still move forward and progress as a people.
You
And
know,
this
I'm
is
the
what happened in
little
our
comedian
community.
on the show, Mr. Barnett. I ain't heard my phone go off of my grocery this week.
So here's what I wanted to say, and I love Brother Fatim. Me and Brother Fatim, y'all just don't know. This guy brings people in your life for a reason. And when Brother Fatim was brought into my life by the Most High, it was the biggest blessing, one of the biggest blessings in my life. I want to talk about these facts for a minute because somebody wrote something in here, and I really want to get real with y'all. Let me show you how facts are until a fact is a fact until it's no longer a fact. There was a time that on this planet, the world was flat. That was a fact.
So they
And
thought.
if you said that no, that's not true, you contradicting that fact could get you killed at that time, because at that time, the perception and the teaching said this world is flat. That was a fact until it was no longer a fact and it was proven wrong. That's why I love the dialogue we have here, because you may really believe something, but what you really believe is all of a sudden proven wrong. Are you going to sit there in your own self being stubborn and saying, no. Sometimes facts are facts until they're no longer a fact. You know, for the longest, a lot of folks used to believe that this was the center of the universe. Them facts can change. Not saying that at the moment that it was made a fact, it wasn't a fact, but a fact is a fact until the fact changed. And we've got to, Brother Fatim said it best, we've got to agree to disagree without falling out with each other and becoming mortal enemies. Now, Brother Barnett, I'm gonna show you. Brother Barnett, I'm putting this on this because I can. You should have called in, because we understand your fingers are fast and good at typing, but you should have called in because your voice matters.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was going to jump you, because
I'm gonna jump you.
you know, Shauna's going to talk crazy. Shauna give everybody the smoke, including me.
And do.
But on that, bro, you hold it. Do you know who you are? I know who I am. That's why I can walk into a room full of Republicans and I'm still going to be the same Joe that walked in and the same Joe that walked out. So you could have called in. Anybody can call in. Some of y'all scared to call in because y'all don't want y'all feel like we're going to jump you. Fatim is passionate about what he say. Fatim get passionate with me. If you don't understand, me and Fatim are like two peas in a pod. But Fatim would say, hold on, Joe. Shut up, Joe. I ain't finished yet,
And
Joe.
do.
Hold it. But Fatim loved me, and I love Fatim.
That's right.
And guess what? I love Jax. I love Shauna. We not the four horsemen for no reason. We here for real. So family, look, my other brother Gentry. Yes, sir. Samoa B.
They don't know I stand on that same square too.
Hold on. And since you didn't know,
I travel east and light.
Right. Hold on. So you got three folk in here that's traveling deep, from an OES sister to two master masons. And look, family, and that's for some folk it went over your head. Now folk probably in there typing Illuminati in the background. Man, shut up. Okay, it is 33 minutes past the hour. Family,
where's my comedian, Joe? Where's the jokes? Where's the jokes today?
She coming on tonight, so you're gonna have to catch her on Wellness
tonight.
Yes,
tonight.
See, but that's on me. That's on me, Brother Fatim. See, look, I'm juggling so much.
I didn't put my tie on today.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm juggling so much. See, Fatim, we're gonna talk about that cape you be putting on. I'm gonna get some kryptonite for you real soon. But I be juggling so much that actually Sister Shauna made it clear to me. I missed it. That Miss Tiffany Dickerson, who is hilarious. Oh my God. She will be on Wellness Wednesday tonight, because your mental health matters and laughter is good for the soul. So we're going to be blessed to have her tonight. So though you didn't catch her on this episode of Hashtag Truth Be Told, she will be on tonight for Wellness Wednesday, because your mental health matters. And listen,
I'm gonna have to pop in and say hello to her.
I know.
I'm glad I didn't put my tie on, Jack. You know what I'm saying? After my statement yesterday, I'm looking forward to meeting this.
I'm ready for some
He's
jokes.
at the state
Yeah,
capitol
I'm
today.
gonna pop in tonight. I ain't doing BLS tonight. I'm popping
Okay,
in tonight.
okay. So
Yes.
listen, family. So on a lighter note, here's another thing. So on a lighter note, we have to begin to support one another. Look at these dogs. That's what I'm
That ain't
talking
no
about.
dog. That's a cat.
That's a
Okay.
dog.
That ain't
Okay.
no cat. That's a cat.
So we
That's my
need to
support
begin.
animals that give me anxiety.
Amen. So we need to start supporting one another. Listen, we had some great conversation yesterday. We're only in our 4th week. I just want folks to know that this is our 4th week of the show. You know, we see there, my hand claps ain't even coming out right. 4th week of the show, and we thank you for those who call in, for those who are avid listeners and tune in. Share this with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're not here to tell you how to think or what to think, but we are here to begin the conversation that will make you think, because a thinking people is a winning people. And I want y'all to begin to think. And guess what? Your thoughts and your directions of your thoughts and you thinking may not agree with me or may not go in the direction I feel like it needs to go. But I'm not here to be a dictator. I'm here to be an inspirator. Think, family. Whoever wants to flow can have it.
What's the dog's
We are
name?
quiet.
Shauna, what's the little pup's name, Shauna?
This is Luna. Say hi, Luna.
Oh,
And the other one is Neji. And then I have a pit bull named Cuddles.
okay.
And I
Wait a
got
minute.
Shut up, Joe. Shut the hell up.
Who else is
Let
animal?
me give you the backstory on my pit bull, right? So it goes to show that sometimes we don't think past the moment. So when I got Cuddles, he was 6 weeks old and he was so cute and adorable. So I would actually hold him like a baby and cuddle with him. Well, now Cuddles is about 100 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And Cuddles still think that he is a baby. He think he's a kid.
That's funny.
But it just goes to show that even though something that looks violent, dangerous, mean, all of that, nothing but cute and cuddly.
That part.
But we'll bite you if you try to do something.
That's right. He got. I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
Brother Fatine.
Yeah, I want to. I don't know if you know about this. I'll throw it out there and see what you got to say on this. So it's on TMZ this morning, and it's been on social media that comedian Tiffany Haddish, who's been in the news, prior, and she was brought up on Club Shay Shay and some of these things, but she's in the news now because she's taking some heat and blowback that she has already landed. She took a trip to Israel for educational purposes, and the reason why she's getting blowback is that the amount of people. First of all, let me just make this statement that the attack on October 7th, where innocent people were killed and taken hostages, wasn't right. And that was called out. But the same way that was called out, it doesn't justify what Israel has continued to do to innocent Palestinian people in the Gaza, in Palestine. And so 25,000 plus innocent people have been killed. Millions have been relocated, and now they're in a location in southern Palestine called Rafah, and Israel is threatening folks there that they're going to come in and bombard that. So my question is this the proper time in a war-torn situation for Tiffany Haddish or anybody to take a trip to Israel talking about educational purposes, especially where so many people are calling for a ceasefire, not just in the United States, but across the globe? Everyone is calling for a ceasefire except the United States of America. So how can we continue to see this genocide? That's the best word I can use. The slaughter of innocent people. You understand? And Tiffany Haddish is taking a trip over there. I want to know what your thoughts are.
For team. Okay.
Bro.
Let me go back to something that we
I don't
let
duck
let,
nothing.
no. Let me go back to something that we can all resonate with, especially you and Jax. There was a date that will go down in infamy as long as we live, and that is September the 11th. You were living in New York City on September the 11th when planes flew into the Twin Towers. Our American response to that unfortunate act of terror, and I need China to come back, but the American response was, we went to war. We went to war in Iraq. We went to war in Afghanistan. And you know, I'm just saying, just like the Israelis had a completely unprovoked attack on their sovereignty, when you're a sovereign nation and you are attacked by any entity, it is your duty to respond back in kind. Because that attack on Israel didn't attack military targets. That attack on Israel didn't attack Israel's military. That attack on Israel killed innocent Israelites. Period. War is ugly. Period. I wish that we didn't have war, but unfortunately, war has been with us since the beginning of time, and war is ugly. So that's about all I got to say. I really don't know what to say, because at the end of the day, war is ugly. Combat is ugly. War, be it a war, a fought war, or even sometimes wars that we deal with on other levels, mental wars, relationship war. War is just ugly, period. Sister Jax, I need your spiritual guidance on this one.
You know, we really got to think about peace. What's happening, I don't like to get too much publicly, you know, speaking about the whole, you know, Israel, Hamas and all that kind of stuff. But it still reminds me of a time, or if you even look at your own home, you are the inhabitant of your home. Somebody breaks in the front, somebody breaks in the back, and now they say it's their home. Whose home is it really? There has been so much bloodshed and carnage. It's insane on both sides. And is it right? It's not right. But at the same token, it was already ordained. It's written in scripture that this is exactly what was going to go on. So when we dig deep into the Bible, we will see the Bible speaks of these wars and the carnage, you know, a land that will be barren. It's already been written and preordained. So once we understand that and garner the wisdom and the peace from that, we just have to try to move forward and still worry about what really matters within our own space and what directly impacts us, because sometimes we get lost and worrying about everything else and really not understanding what truly impacts my household, what impacts my children's education, what impacts my children and my own spirituality. So we have to dig deep and find comfort in scripture so that we can move forward and productive and peaceful as a nation.
Yeah, let me just jump behind that. So I brought this up. So when Joe mentioned, keep us over here. So first of all, let me go back to what you said, Jack. Yeah, it's amazing that, you know, a lot of this is prophesied in the Bible. And, you know, if it's prophesied, you go to the book of Revelations, it seems like you're given so many opportunities, but you don't change your ways, and then you're going to be destroyed. So that's the prophecy there. Dr. King talked about injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. The same way as the Palestinians today, it could be us tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? If it's the Ukrainians today, it could be another group of people today. So that's why I understand what Jax is saying, because a lot of times we got so much going on and we don't have no control of what's going on in the world. we worry more about what the immediate things that we can control. So I understand that, but we got to realize that we can also lift our voice when we see injustice. So when Joe talked about 9/11, of course, I was here in Jack's, he was in Jersey, and when 9/11 happened, and yes, we had a means to respond, but United States got called out when they said there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. You understand? And they went over there and there was no weapons of mass destruction. Colin Powell, when he went through that hearing in Congress and said there was weapons of mass destruction, there was none. The United States lied. They lied. They definitely lied on that. So when you live on a lie, President Obama regrets what he did to Gaddafi in Libya and destabilizing that country on a lie. So that's why I'm saying. So Joe, like you said, and I can't put words in your mouth. You don't know what to say. I have to say something because it's not right. War is not right. You said that, but and Israel has a right to respond. But now is your response. If I did something in my apartment to somebody else, do they have a right to just respond to my apartment or take out the whole building? It's a complex and all innocent people die like that. So that's what I'm saying. That when you respond,
brother Fatim, brother Fatim.
Let me just finish. Let me just finish.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, yes, we said Israel had a right to respond. They are a sovereign nation. But now with all the carnage of all this, it seems like it's something else. And the cleansing of this land, that's not Israel's land. These people there, that's not their land, Joe. And then you take the people that let you in, open the door, and now you obliterating them. I don't see how you can't say a damn thing about that. I'm sorry. It's wrong, Joe. It's wrong.
So hold on, brother Fatim. Once again, and I love your passion, brother. I've been on the other side of a Russian-made AK-47 pointed at my head, representing this great country that I live in with my life on the line. Let me say this again. When the terrorists attacked Israel, they did not attack military targets. So, brother Fatim, had you been in Israel at that time at a friend's house that happened to be an Israelite, and Hamas walked in that house, they didn't care that brother Fatim was just there visiting. They didn't care what was going on with brother Fatim. Brother Fatim, you would have been either dead or hostage. Those are the facts. When folks do things of that nature, I don't care who it is. And on the other side, have the Israelis been?
Whoa, Joe, wait, Joe.
Hold, stop. I'll let you finish.
Okay.
I'll let you finish. Don't you do that to me, brother.
Yeah, you're right.
See, you quick to do that. So let me finish, then I'll let you say what you need to say. When a terrorist group, I don't care if it's an Israeli terrorist group or Islamic terrorist group, imposes terror on civilians, it is the responsibility of whoever was terrorized to respond in kind. Period. I don't care if it's Israeli. I don't care if it's Islamic, because at the end of the day, both were wrong. If you want to fight a war, fight wars with folks who know how to fight. Go attack my army and let my army attack your army, and let's see who's got the best army. But when you Israelis kill innocent children, women, and innocent civilians, you're wrong. You dead wrong. When you are Islamic and you kill innocent children, women, and civilians, you dead wrong. And there's nothing you can say or anybody else say that make me feel differently. When you kill innocent folk who had no military training, knew absolutely nothing about it, you're dead wrong. I don't give a damn if you're Islamic. I don't give a damn if you're Israeli. I don't care if you're Hebrew or whoever you are. When you attack innocent folk and I've got the power to respond back in kind, I'm responding back in kind, period. The floor is yours, brother.
All right. So I'm glad that you said that, and sorry to interrupt you because you did allow me the courtesy to complete my statement. So I'm glad that you said that because you just walked right into the door, Joe. Thank you. So is it wrong for Hamas to respond after what Israel has done to Palestine, where Palestine don't have no army? They only have rocks and little Molotov cocktails and trying to get some type of shelling to protect their land. Is it right for Israel to kill innocent Palestinians before October 7th? Is it right to push the Palestinians off out of the West Bank? Is it wrong for Israel to build settlements on not their land, but to push the Palestinians out their land? Does Hamas and the Palestinians have a right to defend and respond to what Israel has done to them? Be careful what you say, because what October 7th was wrong. But let's look before October 7th and see the suffering that the Palestinians have suffered under the hands of the Israeli government.
Okay, so let me say this, Brother Fatim. Two things you can't put in the same sentence because they're not the same. You can't put the Palestinian people and Hamas in the same sentence.
Why not?
You can't
Hamas is their government. Hamas is their government.
Stop. You can't put a terrorist organization because people hold it. You can't put a terrorist organization and good
people voted their in, Joe.
Wait. That's almost like saying, hold it. That's almost like saying, and even though it's a part of the society, it's like saying white supremacy in America. Yeah, it's here, but that doesn't represent all Americans are good Americans. When I say Hamas, I'm not talking about the government. I'm talking about the terrorist organization that has been deemed a terrorist organization. When a terrorist organization, I don't care, once again, listen to my words clearly. When a terrorist organization, be it an Islamic terrorist organization, be it a Hebrew or Israel terrorist organization, attacks innocent folk because of nothing, because of just who they are, that's wrong. Everything you said was right. No, hold it. What I'm saying is you're absolutely right. All this is wrong. At the end of the day, if you want, just like this, it's really bullying to me. If you want to fight, come hit my army. Hold up. The same way they hit all them civilian targets, you could have paraglided in and hit my army base. No, the reason you didn't hit my army base because you a punk.
No, you know, is that you don't have the weaponry. How you going to do that, Joe? That's not fair. That's not fair what was done to the Palestinian people. How are you going to call them punks when you're in a war and your people are dying at the hands of the Israeli government, Joe? How can you call them punks?
Here's how I can call them
punks. They only standing up for what you call Black Americans.
Hold it. Stop, Fatim. Because what you confusing is terrorists with Palestinians.
I'm not confusing terrorists.
Stop. Palestinians who were not terrorists did not attack Israel on that date. Terrorists killed innocent civilians. I'm not going to call those terrorists good Palestinians because they sure the fuck wasn't. And until you man the post, get a gun and go into combat, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But because you haven't, my brother, and I respect that you haven't, because we all have a fight to fight. And your fight might not be my fight, and I respect every fight you have fought. It is a different animal when you're there. It's easy to talk about it, but at the end of the day, those weren't good Palestinian folks that crossed over the border of Israel and killed all them folks on that day.
Good folks,
those were terrorists.
But so let me ask you this. So if the Hamas is the terrorist organization, and the Palestinian people voted them in, and then there's nobody, the world seems to turn their back on the Palestinian people, and the only people that tends to stand up for them is Hamas, which you label as a terrorist organization. We'll keep that. I'm not here to defend that here. So there's somebody standing up. We didn't lend our voice when the Palestinian people were being slaughtered. We wasn't standing up and saying this was wrong. We wasn't doing that. Right now, South Africa said yesterday in the UN Council that what is going on in Palestine and Gaza is worse than what apartheid was going on in South Africa. And then we worried about just how Hamas stood up for the Palestinian people. And again, you're right, Joe. It was wrong. We can't make two wrongs a right. But we also have to understand the history and why the Hamas people stood up, or the terrorist organization stood up, because nobody else would stand up for the Palestinians. And they're dying. They're living in poverty. You understand what I'm saying? It's not right.
It's just hard for me, Fatim, from my finite understanding. I just can't. I don't care. It's almost like my example with the devil and the blessing. If you're a terrorist group, I just can't. I don't care who you.
The IRA was a terrorist group, and then they were brought to the table after blowing up everything. But they were brought to the table eventually because what they stood up with. They killed innocent people with bombs all over the world. IRA, and they were finally brought. You know why? They were finally brought to the table because the issues that they were raising were important issues, and they were not going to stop. They was listed as a terrorist organization, and they were brought to the table.
Once again, like I said, Brother Fatim, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying we're going to have to agree to disagree on this one. Anytime the word terrorist organization, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're black, white, green, blue, purple with antennas. Anytime you take innocent lives, innocent children, women, men, I don't care what banner you wave, what team you on. When you do that as terror, as just doing it because of who they are, I personally just can't.
Do you know that the Nation of Islam is not? Do you know the Nation of Islam is a terrorist organization in the United States, as listed as a terrorist organization? It's who they list as a terrorist organization. That's what I'm saying. We got to be very careful how we label people.
Brother Fatim, I give less than a damn what this country labels who. I said what I said because I was clear. If you, my friend, as much as I love you, took an innocent life and became and did it and told me, man, the reason I just don't like them. I just don't like them. I don't give a damn about them. They didn't do me nothing. I just don't like them. Brother, I got a problem with you because a terrorist is a terrorist.
Do you think they don't like them for a reason, Joe?
Hold it. I don't care what label they give you. I don't care what banner you fly. Listen, America has labeled a lot of folks a lot of things that has been absolutely wrong. I'm not talking about American labels. I'm talking about, I know for a fact. See, you're going somewhere you don't really know where you're going, because I have a son, my oldest son, who happens to be very much dating someone who is from Jerusalem. So I don't want to go into all this. What I'm saying is this: when a terrorist group, I don't care if a white, black, green, blue, purple with antennas, attack innocent lives just for the sheer fact of we're going to do it because they can't defend themselves and we can't stand these people, we're going to agree to disagree. I can't rock with that no matter who they are. I don't care. And I could care less who the Americans, because guess what? America to some folks is a terrorist group. When we talk about giving labels, there are certain folks that feel like America has been a terrorist group.
And we have been.
Okay.
They have been. CIA agents have said it. And I think you just read Eddie Bonnet. He said to you, question, Joe, do you feel America's a terrorist organization? And he comes back. Listen. America does the same thing, brother Joe. They're terrorists. They're terrorists, terrorize the world. We do the same thing. But when it's us in our country, we're quick to pull back. And then you went hard at the Hamas. Correct, Joe. I got you. I may not have walked your shoe in your shoes, but look what America has done: destabilized governments, killed people, took them out. So at the end of the day, the way you went at Hamas, you got to look at the reason. That's why America was hit in 9/11. It wasn't right, but the reason why we was hit because of what we've done across this world. I'm telling you, karma is a mother. And it's coming back to us.
That's right. Okay. And we got 2 minutes to the hour.
Okay. No. We ain't got 2 minutes. Once again, I run this show, Jax, so we can go as long as I feel like going. So let me say this. I don't feel like going over 10 minutes, but I do want to bring us all in on this. Fatim, I highly respect you and everybody else in here. See, once again, words carry weight. Words have power. We're all passionate, and I know how passionate you are. And you're right. my heart goes out for any innocent life. My heart goes out for the Palestinians. What you don't know in my service to this country, I've been in a vehicle, kick back, relax, while I've seen folks throw rocks at those vehicles going, now this is some real passion that I'm here sitting in a whole armored tank and you throwing a rock at it, and that rock, because you feel that I have, or the people that I'm with have literally taken away everything of your being to the point that all you got left is to throw rocks at us because you don't have guns and weapons. At the end of the day, this world is sick. They sick people in this world, and sick people put on good uniforms. Bad people belong to honorable positions. Here's the problem that we don't seem to understand. Jack says it best. A lot of this is scripture. A lot of this is going to come to pass no matter what you or I say or how much we talk about it, because the supreme architect has said this will come to pass before my son shows back up again. He on his way back. He on his way back. Don't think he ain't. And see, sometimes we're so busy talking about the signs, we ain't paying attention to the signs. So I love you, Brother Fatim. I want to make this. I want to make this clear.
I'm cool. You know I'm cool.
I love the people of Palestine. I love the people of Israel. I love people, period. When can we not just learn to get along? But guess what? Some fights were wrote long before the fight began, that this is how the fight got to be, to bring about a true cleansing and a true peace to everybody. So at the end of the day, it's going to be what it's going to be. Sister Jax, it is 10 o'clock, top of the hour here, 11 o'clock on the East Coast, 8 o'clock on the West Coast. Give me some closing words, my sister. No, I ain't.
Let her respond first before our closing words.
No, you know what? I love the passion, Brother Fatim. I love your passion and your knowledge and your wisdom. Brother Joe, thank you once again for your service. I love your passion, your knowledge, your wisdom as well. You guys summed it up. And I love when we have these debates and conversation and we can still round off and still be respectful of one another's views and keep it moving. Everybody knows we're for the people. We're for righteousness. We want to stand up and do the right thing. And we want to always keep God at the forefront. So I respect and I love you brothers. So today in closing, I'm going to say these words that were written before time, Ecclesiasticus, actually, the 3rd chapter. So it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace.
Brother Fatim,
I stand on the words of Jax right there, so I'm not going to cloud those words. I'll let those words resonate, and I'll do that. I'm going to leave this book, and this book is by Lewis R. Gordon, who is interesting, an Afro-Jewish philosopher, political thinker, educator, and musician. And he heads up the head of the philosophy department at the University of Connecticut Storrs. His book is titled Fear of Black Consciousness. And it talks about systemic racism here in America and how it affects us as a people here domestically, and how it has affected the world globally, internationally. So I leave you with that today.
You have something covering it, Brother Fatim. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Fear of Black Consciousness, Lewis R. Gordon.
Okay. Thank you.
Right, family. Listen, Sister Shauna had to break loose. And listen, y'all, I'm thankful for everybody who logged in. Thankful for everybody who called. My brother out there in New Jersey, my Black Republican Thank you for calling in. Everybody, you're welcome to call in. Thank you for calling in from Georgia. Thank you, Brother Edward J. Brown. Don't forget, tonight we are talking mental health because your mental health matters on Wellness Wednesday. That is at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. So as I get ready to get up out of here, thank you to all the other three horsemen on here, Sister Jack, Sister Shauna, my good brother, Brother Fatim. We getting ready to get up out of here, 4 minutes past the hour. Always remember that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he willingly can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing or no one can stand against you. Today, do something to make yourself better than you were yesterday. And today, help somebody. Show somebody some love that really needs that may not can give that back to you what you have given to them. Be better, do better, and continue to grow, to build, and to learn. We up out of here. We'll see you tomorrow for Turn Up Thursday. It is Turn Up Thursday. Man, this week has went by quick. Turn Up Thursday. Y'all have a good Work It Out Wednesday and work it out. We out of here. Peace. Say we go.
Good plenty like a Georgia peach tree, picking sweet tweet behind the scenes, running down your knees. Water flooding me, feeling, up to my teeth. I looked over to the left. I think we should let it rain tonight. No, I love it when we slip inside. Don't stop loving, got enough supply. Sleep, wake up and repeat.
You get every little bit. You ain't never seen a drip like this. Heaven at your fingertips. Don't you let a minute slip. Just say you have me. Oh, taste and see. Hope you don't sleep on me. I got good and plenty.
Inhabit all the spaces in between. It's magic when I place you in the beam. An average day spent all in the sheets. In the fabric when I tell you what you mean to me. Chemistry, intimate memories. Every time I give you all my energy, emphasis.